Attracted by the wonderful coastline, beautiful mountains, and fertile valleys, the small country of Togo in Western Africa is home to 37 different indigenous people groups that have migrated to the region over the centuries. A rich blend of African culture and tradition still permeates the colorful rural villages. While Togo has not suffered a devastating civil war, as many other African countries have, the political environment has not allowed for much development or advancement over the last 50 years. Recent human rights abuses have caused most aid organizations and Western governments to withdraw their support, and the people of Togo have been left to struggle on their own for the last decade, without much assistance from the outside world. The results of this neglect are most evident in the remote regions of the country, where people live in poverty, without clean water, sanitation, or adequate nutrition. With very little in the way of education or social services, people live with unnecessary risks to health, life, and well-being. In response to these challenges, ADRA Canada is sponsoring programs that are making a real difference in Togo. By using simple and cost-efficient strategies of adult education, group dynamics, and income generation, ADRA is forever changing the lives of the rural poor of Togo.
The first thing that ADRA did was teach us important life skills. The classes that we took taught us how to have better health through good nutrition, sanitation, and hygiene. They also taught us how to relate better with our husbands and children. Now, with the training from ADRA, we have a much happier home.
I used to be angry all of the time. I was angry with my husband, my children, and my neighbors. But with the lessons that I learned from ADRA, I have learned to become more patient. Now when my husband comes to me with a problem, we talk things through. We are now using the same method with our children. It has changed our lives.
ADRA has taught us that there is strength and power in groups. Our village is known as the village that makes baskets. It is true that we used to know how to make baskets before ADRA came to our village, but ADRA showed us how we can all do better when we cooperate as a group.
Because we were so desperate for food for our family for that day, we would often sell our baskets in the market for much less than they were actually worth. Now, because of the business and marketing skills that we have learned from ADRA, we now insist on a fair price for the baskets. If the people do not want to pay the set price, we bring them home and sell them another day.
Everyone in the group must contribute to a joint savings account. Over time, this account has grown big enough that we have been able to qualify for a microcredit program. Now anyone in our group can apply for a low-interest small business loan. This has really changed our lives. Before, it was not possible for us to get a loan, but now many of us have been able to start up small businesses in our homes.
The people of my village used to be so poor that they would send some of their children away to be domestic workers in the homes of people in the larger towns. Now our young girls are able to attend school instead of disappearing from the village. What a difference ADRA has made here. We are now healthier, happier, and wiser.
Because of the absence of agencies working in Togo over the last 12 years, very little has been done throughout the country in educating young people about HIV and AIDS. With a mobile program that is visiting schools, ADRA is saving lives through awareness and education. Through skits, singing, and frank discussions, ADRA is changing attitudes and behaviors.
I had an older sister who got very sick with HIV and finally died last year of AIDS. We had no one that we could turn to for advice or assistance. We had heard about AIDS, but did not know very much about it or how it spreads to other people. All of us in my family were afraid that we would get sick like my sister. People in my village and at my school were afraid of even being near me, for fear that they might catch the disease from me. They did not want to eat with me or touch me. I felt abandoned. Now, ADRA has come to work in our village and is conducting HIV/AIDS instruction in our school. Now that we know how the disease is transmitted, I hope that we will no longer abandon people out of fear. I also hope that it will help the young people of our village be more careful in their behavior so they will not get sick and die like my sister.
ADRA Canada is grateful for the support that you have given to make programs like these possible. With your help, we are making a difference in Togo. Thank you for your generous gifts.